welcome to my channel. It has been about 2 months since I got Magnus and Agatha. And so I thought I'd do a little review on the things that I have gotten for them that they have loved and some toys and just kind of do a review of all that. Plus, now they're good about wearing their collars, but I have some recordings of them when they first got it and kind of what I did to get them used to it. They'll still kind of scratch at it occasionally, but they're so much better about it and it doesn't really seem to bother them anymore for the most part. So let me show you some of their favorite things. Magnus is my little baby. He loves to be held and he likes to kind of be thrown over my shoulder like this and just for me to walk around and go everywhere. If anything, I think, could I train you to become an adventure cat? I don't know if he'd like that, going outside on a harness and everything, but he loves to be up here and just be carried around. Sometimes he'll hop completely up and just kind of ride on my shoulder too, although he does slip around a lot because my shoulder isn't that big for him. Okay, so I gathered up some of their favorite and their least favorite toys so I can kind of point those out. This is obviously what my cat's like. Every cat's personality is different, so who knows what your cat may like. But for me, my cats like a ping pong ball. They love to chase after this and it makes that noise and so they'll just go running after it. The only problem with these is I have a sleeper sofa and they, without a doubt, will always end up wedged under there and then I have to get them out and they can't get them out themselves. So this one is kind of a special occasion one because they only get it when I pull it out from under the couch. Right. They play like soccer with that one. And there one back under the couch. Oh, they got it out. For an easy toy, they love this little crinkle ball. They're always playing with this. Of course, they're not gonna play with it now when I'm trying to show you, but they're always batting that around and I have a couple of them that I always find in all sorts of places. Like I said before, they love these little crinkle balls. They also like these springs. They don't play with these as much as the balls, but they do like these little springs and they'll chase after these. So that's another fun small toy. What are you playing with? You in the spring? Now she's running off with it. They love anything with a bell inside of it. I have one like this and then I have one of these wrapped entwined and they love both of them because they jiggle when they roll around. They love this little stuffed animal thing. They'll like pick it up and kind of try to balance it in their hands. It's very funny to watch. I have a little bunny and I have a little froggy that they go after. So they love these. They love this thing and they have almost destroyed it. They like it so much. So pretty soon I'm probably gonna have to get another one of these. It was only $1 at Walmart, but it used to have feathers on it, but they ripped them all off. So I had to make sure to keep that away from them so they didn't accidentally eat it. And then these things on the end are about to fall off. So this is a very well-loved toy. It does have like a slight jingle to it too, but they're constantly playing with this. So I would say this is one of their most favorite toys, and that's why it's in such a rough shape. Next up, I got this from Trader Joe's around Christmas time, and they love it. It has little fish and little mice on it, and they love this thing. I'll be laying it on the floor and they'll run around and roll around with it, and they'll also try to attack the mouse and the fish. So this is a very fun toy for them, and it's more of an independent thing for them.
What are you doing? Oh, you get the mouse or the fish? Looks like you're wearing a pretty necklace. Oh, did you get the mouse? Oh, and found his tail. His absolute favorite toy. It's always attached to him. He's always chasing after it. You gonna get him?
And then the thing that is most interactive that they absolutely go crazy for is this little thing. It has some feathers at the end along with a bell. And it has 3 beads that go back and forth. And it's just a metal thing. It's pretty bouncy, but I can play with this with them for a half hour and they will not get tired of it. So they absolutely love this thing. They also just love to play with each other. I'm so glad I got 2 of them because they were just constantly playing together and keeping each other company. They're always running all around, chasing each other up and down everywhere. And one day they were even playing, it looked like whack-a-mole, where one would pop up from the tree and the other one would bat at them. So they just have so much fun together. So I'm very happy that I got the 2 of them so that they could be best friends. It's like whack-a-mole. What do you 2 think you're doing up there? They also absolutely love this scratchy pad / bed. They don't really use it for scratching, but they love to lay on it, and especially Magnus bites the edges of it, which is fine by me. But yeah, they love this, even though I have a bunch of flat ones. Well, now she's on it because I'm talking about it, but they never really scratch at these or lay on these, so I don't know what it is about the bed-shaped one that they like so much more than this. And then I got this one that they completely tore apart the sides and were really scratching and biting at this. So for whatever reason, they like the ones with shapes, but they don't like the ones that are just flat. We recently got an air purifier. It came with this huge box and they love it. They're constantly playing with this. Last night they woke me up. I was hearing a weird noise come out here and they were doing this. Yeah, there's just, I left the grid in there and they will bite on that sometimes and they just love this thing. So that's some things that they love. Some things that I've gotten for them that they haven't seemed that interested in are, I got this like little thing. It makes noise, like the crinkle balls, but it's just, I guess, not the right shape and it doesn't roll around as much. But yeah, they've never really been interested in this. Another thing that they've never really been interested in, I got this thing. It was supposed to like roll and there's a bell in it and there's feathers on both sides, so I thought they'd love it. They love anything with feathers, but never quite been that interested in this. I don't know if it's just because it doesn't roll very well or what it is that they don't really like about this, but I've never really seen them play with this. Another thing I got was this thing. It's just a bell attached with a ball. Now you're going after it, but I just leave it out all the time and I've hardly ever seen them come up and play with it, but maybe at some point they will, so who knows. But that's kind of a mix of things that they have and have not liked. And so now I'm gonna go and show you some of their favorite hiding spots or sleeping spots. I would say right here, this cave is their #1 sleeping spot. I am so happy I got this tree. They are constantly on this every day. There's not been a day that they haven't enjoyed either playing or sleeping on this cat tree. I'm very happy about that. And they're constantly playing with that little mouse attached. They will occasionally play with these ones, but it's nowhere near as much fun as they have with the little mouse. Another place they love to sleep is right here. Underneath my table, I put a little cat bed under there and they are constantly laying up under there. It's kind of secluded, but they can still see out the window and everything, so I think that's why they like this spot. I also have this hanging up on the window and I'll occasionally see one of them up there. Sometimes I forget to flip it down, but they love to sleep in here in the sunbeam. But when you need to have more space, it does flip up really nicely, so that is a nice feature to have. I also have these 2 little cat beds that my grandma got me for them, and they've only recently figured out that they're used for a bed, but since they figured that out, I have been seeing them napping in there every once in a while. But I would say where I most often see them is they'll lay on my bed or on this couch. I put a blanket up there because they were getting the actual couch covered in fur, so I just plop this blanket up there like that and they've been loving it. They just kind of snuggle in and take a nap every afternoon. Now for some unintentional toys that I do not want them getting into but they love to play with is my plants. I had to wire this one all in because they were constantly trying to get up in it, both to eat the leaves and to dig up the dirt, and that was not good, so I did that. I also tried at first just putting some rocks in there and that worked on on some of my plants. I have some snake plants that I did that to, and that kept them from digging at it, and they were never really interested in eating that. But this one's so tall and so big that I think they're just more attracted trying to get at the leaves too. I also had to hang up a ton of my plants, and I made a whole video on how I did this because they kept trying to get into these as well. So just put them up and out of the way so there was no way they could reach them. Another unintentional toy I have for them is my hair. They are constantly going after my hair. It's so long, so they're just trying to get at the ends of it, especially when I'm working out and it's in a ponytail. It's all like bunched together. They'll just track it and try to jump up at me, and they'll try to grab at it. If I have it up and over the couch, I'll feel some like tugging from the other side of it, and they're trying to get at my hair. So this is very entertaining for them. Who knew? I got some collars for my kitties with little name tags. So let's put them on and see how they like it. My guess is they're not going to enjoy it very much, but we'll see. Agatha has a beautiful purple collar with her name on it. So here. And these are both breakaway collars. So if they get stuck on anything, it will just pull apart. So it's on her. What do you think, Agatha? What's that? Oh, you look so pretty. Oh, poor thing. She'll get used to it. I made sure that there's over 2 fingers of space. I'll tighten it up to 2 once she gets a little bit more used to it, but so far, not so good. Magnus, it's your turn. They're both like, Mama, what did you do to me? So in case you get lost, you can be found. Also gonna be getting them chipped. I'll update you in a little bit and see how this goes. Giving them a break with the collar off. And then I will put it back on. I'm just giving it to them for short periods of time, and then they get some treats. So what I found best for getting them used to the collars was, first, it had a bell on it when I first put it on, and I took off the bell. It was just freaking them out. So at some point I might put the bell back on, but for now I'm keeping it without it. And then I would put it on for about 10 to 15 minutes and then take it off. And then whenever I put it back on, I would give them treats so they would have a positive reinforcement for that. And I did that for about 2 days, and I wanted to leave it on when they were sleeping. And then by the 3rd day, they were pretty used to it, and I could leave it on for over an hour and stuff. So I just kept leaving it longer and longer until now. I just leave it on them full time. I never take it off, and they don't seem to be too bothered by it. Every once in a while, they'll realize it's on them and try to scratch at it, but overall, they've been really good with it. And it took about maybe 3-4 days, I would say, until they were completely used to it. So that is how I got them used to their collar. Yeah, you look so pretty with it. You can hardly even see it on her, especially when she gets bigger. You probably won't even be able to tell she's wearing it because she's so fluffy. Magnus is a little bit easier to see. Hi, Magnus. Oh, look at how handsome you are with your pretty collar. Yeah. So if you like this kind of content and want more updates on Agatha and Magnus's journey, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. What do you think you're doing in there? Magnus, what are you doing? Are you gonna do some yoga? Yeah? You interrupted mine. You're so cute.